Okay, hello again everybody. This video is part 2 of my information on menopause, and this particular video is all to do with actually discovering that you are going through menopause. So I am going to start straight off with a booklet that I picked up. I have to apologise, I don't remember where I got it, but that's what the booklet looks like. It is the Menopause Report, and it's from the Menopause Centre Australia. That's who it's actually printed by. I will try and supply a link for you so that you can actually get hold of a copy of this booklet, because it is invaluable. There are so many things I found out about menopause that I'd had no idea about. So it does say the aim of this report is to help you to more fully understand the changes that you may be experiencing as a result of declining and fluctuating hormones associated with the perimenopause and menopause. Now, I had never even heard of perimenopause before I got hold of this booklet. So I've learnt more about menopause through this menopause report than I probably did from my doctors, which is kind of sad, but reality. So, to start with, it says menopause can be divided into 3 distinct stages, and the first 2 are the premenopause and the perimenopause. Now it says the premenopause can be characterised when a woman begins to experience menopausal symptoms while still having a regular monthly cycle. Okay, it does say these may include hot flushes, sweats, emotional swings, etc. Alright. This was the stage that I mentioned at 43, where I started getting an unusual and very uncomfortable pain every month, and my periods were still regular, and it was over my left ovary side. And I would get it every month without fail, and it would be painful to the point that I would dose myself up with painkillers that I don't normally take just to get rid of the pain. So obviously that was the premenopause stage for me. My periods were still regular, they were still every 28 days, they were still lasting 5 days, the flow hadn't changed, I wasn't really getting any other symptoms with it besides that one uncomfortable pain. So that was premenopause. Perimenopause, it says, during perimenopause, your ovaries begin to decline and your periods will become irregular. Says the changes in your cycle may be very subtle or very dramatic, i.e. you may notice a slightly lighter flow or slightly heavier flow. And it does indicate the duration of your cycle may be shorter or slightly longer. Alternatively, the changes may be more dramatic. You may skip a period completely or cease having periods for several months at a time, then recommence your periods 2 weekly or monthly. You may experience the heaviest periods of your entire reproductive life, or alternatively your menstrual flow may be significantly lighter. For me, I did go through stages where I could go a couple of months and not get a period at all, and then I would have the mother of all mother periods, and there were times where I would be out somewhere and it would just be a sudden flood. There would be no warning. I would not get cramping. I would get a warm flushed feeling through my abdomen probably about a minute before I was going to get the mother of all floods, and it would go through all my clothing, and if I was sitting on a chair it would pull on the chair. That's how heavy the flow was. So obviously that was perimenopause. Nobody bothered to tell me that there were 3 distinct stages of menopause. So this little booklet has been an eye-opener for me. Okay, another thing that you need to factor in is what your body is becoming low in. Now, you can become low in progesterone, estrogen, or testosterone. And again, depending on what your body is lacking in, will indicate what sort of symptoms you will be getting as you're coming into the perimenopause stage. For me, it was the estrogen, And the reason I know that is because this little booklet actually has symptoms when you're lacking in a certain hormone. So mine was symptoms of, I apologise, mine was symptoms of lack of progesterone. Now, there are 24 symptoms when you have the lack of progesterone in your body. I had 20 of those 24 symptoms. Now, these are to do with menopause. Do not let your doctor tell you, oh, it's because you're getting older, or it's because you're putting too much pressure on yourself, there's more stress in your life. These are to do with menopause. So we have mood swings, depression, anxiety, feeling emotional or more vulnerable, sore breasts, bloating, hot flushes and sweats, tiredness, insomnia, weight gain, forgetfulness, lack of concentration, reduced capacity to deal with stress, aching in the muscles and joints, irritability, reduced sex drive, lack of energy, fibrocystic breasts, period problems and fibroids, endometriosis, low metabolism, cravings, particularly for sweet things, and sluggishness in the mornings. So of those 24 symptoms, I had 20. And still nobody was saying to me, well, you know, let's look into this a little bit more. So you have estrogen dominant symptoms and you have low testosterone symptoms as well. I will actually just supply a link to the report, and hopefully you will be able to get your hands on a copy of this because it is well worth it. Now, the other thing that you can get your doctor to check, there is a hormone in your body that's called FSH, which stands for follicle stimulating hormone, and depending on how much or how little your reading is in your blood test will give your doctor a really, really good indication of whether or not you're beginning to come into these stages of menopause. So remember, there is pre, there is peri, and there's premenopause, perimenopause, and menopause. It was just a huge eye-opener to me to find out that some of these symptoms, because my body was starting to lack in progesterone, now I'm going to have trouble saying that, progesterone, out of the 24 symptoms I had 20. You know, and I don't tend to feel anxious. That's not normally who I am. So anxiety, feeling emotional or more vulnerable, that was me. There would be simple little things that normally wouldn't faze me in the slightest, and I even remember mentioning to people at times, you know, there are days where I'm actually feeling really vulnerable and I have no idea why, and I genuinely had no idea why. Now I know why. Lack of energy, and, you know, where is it? Insomnia. I love my sleep, and I've always loved my sleep. And in the last few years, I've gone from being somebody who can climb into bed at night and get a really good night's sleep. Now it is not unusual for me to wake up 2, 3, 4 times during the night, and not just wake up and go, oh, roll over. I wake up and I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and rip-snorting and raring to go. So I've taken to leaving a notepad and pen by my bed so that and it's instant. It's not like slowly coming to being awake. I will roll over, my eyes will open, and bam, I am awake. That's it. Sometimes I manage to fall back to sleep reasonably quickly, and other times it does take me a while to fall back to sleep. And I do know why they used sleep deprivation as a form of torture, because it is slowing me down no end. The weight gain is another huge issue for me, simply for the fact that I already have an underactive thyroid, which I'm on medication for. but I do know now that I have nature giving me a little helping hand to not be able to lose the weight as well, which just means I'm going to have to work extra damn hard to get the weight off me. So I am going to give you a link to this particular report. It is one of the best little, I mean, there's only 22 pages in it. It's not massive. It does give you some really, really good tips for a healthy menopause at the back, some of which I am slowly putting into play. And it does also give you some information on a more natural approach to managing your symptoms of menopause, but that's more of a spiel for the companies to get money from you. So my last video, which is going to be part 3, I am going to give my own personal experience on what I've tried to manage my menopause as best I can. Again, it will be my own personal experience. It won't have anything to do with me recommending people try this or try that. I don't believe in that. I don't think anybody has the right to recommend anybody try anything unless they are a qualified practitioner. I'm not. But I am somebody who has gone through menopause and is still going through menopause, so I can give you my personal experience on things, and you can then take those on board and make your own educated decisions on whether or not you try something. If you have watched this, thank you so much, because I believe things like this are vitally important, and I really wish somebody had sat me down and given me this little puppy right here, because this is just, yeah, this has opened my eyes to why I was going through such a tough time and why nobody seemed to be able to help me. So let me know what you think of this video. If I have problems and there isn't a link put up with this video, it's because I'm still learning how to use the software associated with this little video camera. Please don't hesitate to send me an email. I am also on Instagram as Pixelated Chick, so you can contact me there as well. I also have an email, which is my YouTube handle, lit from within at outlook.com. So there are a few ways that you can actually contact me if I'm unable to put the link up. You'll know if I haven't been able to, because it just won't be there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have an amazing weekend wherever you are in the world, and I will chat with you again very, very soon. Okay, bye.